We're the National History Museum of Wales. We are an open-air museum with buildings, but we also have an indoor gallery complex, a storeroom, so it's the nation's attic.
Integration of different communities and cultures is integral to Welsh history, and with St Fagans forming a partnership with Oasis, they're really facilitating and promoting that part of Welsh history.
We've always tried to collect the current, and we're trying to do that more so now. So having the relationship with Oasis means that we can reflect the type of food that's been eaten and enjoyed by people living in Wales today.
We're working with Oasis on delivering a project for the St Fagans Food Festival, which happens every year here on this site, but this year it's digital. So we're working on creating food boxes for people to purchase online, and then to go home and to make the recipes inspired by the food cultures of both the material that we have here at St Fagans and the food stories and heritage of some of the Oasis clients.
We're having a couple of days where people are coming to St Fagans, and we're showing them our collections associated with food.
So we started with good conversation in the sun over a bowl of soup, and then we went to explore the galleries. So we met some of the museum's archaeologists who showed us objects that were from thousands of years ago, right up to more contemporary material. So we had the handling session, and it's amazing what happens when you bring people together around a table.
Looking at food in the past is another way of sort of really exploring difference and showing that nothing's set in stone, and that maybe we go back far enough, then there isn't an established sort of culture that we can understand as people living in Wales now.
I think it's a really important connection between people in the past and people today, and it helps people reflect on the things that are important within their culture, to recognise objects that might be similar and how they might have been used and how they use them today.
Some of the medieval pots we are still using them in Morocco to cook our tagines. It's really interesting. It changed my perspective and it made me feel welcome more.
And then we went to explore the site, so the buildings and the structures here and the gardens that tell a food-related story.
You don't use the tuber, you use the leaves, and you cut them up on salad. So I don't know if you want to try that.
Yeah,
I think they're lovely.
Like the normal onion, the white onion, I can feel in there.
The aim of the visit today wasn't just to introduce them to the museum and the displays that we have here, but to try and introduce some of the products and the produce that we grow here, some of the historic recipes that we have in our archive, that some of those flavours and themes then translate into the food boxes in some way. So the food boxes become a fusion, if you like, of Sudanese, of Iranian, of St Fagans flavours.
So we'll be bringing some of the ingredients back from St Fagans. We'll sit down, we'll have a discussion about them, mind map some recipes, and then really drill down into some key recipes that we can then translate into the food boxes.
Yeah. We used in the soup,
yeah,
like chicken soup and all the.
When you cook it
yeah,
down.
We use the carrots, onion, cabbage, and sometimes we use potato.
Okay, well, like all in the stew?
All in.
It would be really easy for us to just give people some ingredients and give them a recipe, but I feel there's a disconnect with that. What's Gima? Tell me what Gima is.
Okay, Gima is like more traditional food. More people eat in lunchtime.
Okay. The stories behind the food really help tell the story of individuals that may not have had the opportunity to have their stories told in a way that is true to who they are, not how they're perceived.
Today we've had amazing conversations that have transcended languages, cultures, countries and continents.
Hearing them discuss all these different recipes, that fusion between Welsh traditional food and foods from their cultures, and it just sounds beautiful.
Hopefully it'll be the start of something new, and that we can work with these clients on other projects in the future as well.
Well, I hope that everybody's had a lovely time here at St Fagans and that they want to come back and to bring their families and their friends with them.